The difference between those who succeed and those who don't boils down to one essential quality. And if you're not getting what you want out of life, this is likely the reason. Subscribe to the channel for more insights on achieving success and happiness, guys. And now let's get straight into it. Okay, what is that one single quality above all the other ones that you gotta have if you want to be successful? Well, this quality is called conviction. So while skill, experience, and leverage all play a role, none of it matters without conviction. And of course, okay, they play a role, okay? But you can learn skill, okay? You can gather the experience and the leverage on the job, okay, while doing, okay? So learn by doing, basically, okay? But conviction is something that you gotta have if you want to succeed. Let's take basketball as an analogy, okay? You have those freak athletes like LeBron James, like Kobe Bryant, okay? And how do they separate themselves from the other players is by their conviction, not by their skill. Because if you are in the NBA, you are one of the top players out of the world, okay? There's not so much skill difference, okay? But if they're in the NBA, you want to separate yourself from the others. You gotta have a different type of mindset. You gotta be convinced, okay? You gotta have unwavering belief, self-belief. Let me give you another example, okay? I watch a lot of UFC. And in the UFC, same thing. If you are in the UFC, you are one of the top fighters in the whole world. But there are fighters where they don't have that much self-belief. And there are fighters that have a lot of self-belief. And there are fighters that crumble under the lights. And there are fighters that thrive under the lights, under the big lights, okay? For example, okay, Conor McGregor, when he was on the come up, okay, it's not the same anymore, but when he was on the come up, he had so much self-belief. They called him the Mystic Mac because he was predicting the rounds and the shots he would give people and the rounds he would end the fights. Okay, so he had incredible self-belief. And that's why he went to this stardom, because it was just incredible to watch. Okay, how he outperformed these guys, okay? When fighting for the title, it took him one shot and he predicted that shot. That was just insane, okay? So that's why unwavering self-belief and conviction are the key to success. Okay, the best athletes aren't always the most skilled, but they have relentless conviction that pushes them beyond their peers. Now let's talk about self-belief in business. Okay, this is probably why you are watching this video. Okay, many highly successful entrepreneurs aren't necessarily the smartest, but they have a lot of conviction. Okay, I wouldn't consider myself as very intelligent. Okay, I look at other people and think, okay, wow, they are pretty intelligent. I'm not as intelligent as those guys, but I have conviction. I'm not the most successful yet, but I have conviction, okay? I'm gonna tell you a story in a second, okay? We made some good money, but it all started because of conviction, okay? So even dumb entrepreneurs succeed because they know how to stick to the basics and pull the right levers consistently. So you gotta learn how the basics work, obviously, okay? And you gotta see and learn where the levers are. And then all you gotta do is pull them over and over and over again, okay? And this doesn't mean that you have to be super smart. The super smart guys are maybe the guys that invent those levers, or they invent those basics. They find those key things to follow, okay? Those are the super smart guys. You don't have to be that super smart guy, okay? You just have to know how to use the system consistently, okay, with conviction, okay? So let me tell you a personal story about conviction. I want to make it short, but it was during COVID, okay? During COVID is where I had my first really big success. And it wasn't online, basically, I partnered up with two brothers, okay, very good friends of mine. They are business guys, and they saw an opportunity when it came to selling masks, obviously. But at the beginning of COVID, people were clueless, okay? And they saw a huge opportunity when it comes to wholesaling masks. That's what we did. We got started, and I don't want to make it too long, guys, but in the beginning, okay, the first few deals were embarrassing. Okay, we flopped, we failed completely with those first few deals. Okay, we completely lost our credibility, guys. Okay, and when I tell you it was embarrassing, it was next level embarrassing. Okay, we were waiting with our clients that already paid us money, okay, for the mask, because back then, okay, was at that time it was so hard to get masks. So if you said that you had masks and you were kind of credible, you had a company, then people would send you thousands and thousands of dollars up front, okay, without even asking at the start. It was like that. Okay, so we got our upfront payment. We were waiting with the customer. The customer had his truck there, was waiting. We were waiting for our shipment so that we can load the shipment on the truck of the customer. But for the first few deals, guys, those shipments haven't even arrived, okay, because it was a big issue with Chinese suppliers. Okay, they sell their stock left and right, even when they told you that you would get that stock. Okay, so, but still, okay, we could have given up, guys. Okay, and by the way, we made over $6 million in revenue with that business in the end, okay, in 1.5 years. But we could have given up. Why didn't we give up? And I'm gonna tell you straight up, okay, I didn't have the same conviction as my partners because they were in business. They knew what it takes, okay? And they were convinced, okay? I'll never forget how they told me, we gotta keep going, okay? This is part of business. We gotta keep going. And then we kept going. And then the fourth deal worked, okay? And the fifth and the sixth and the seventh. And then we made big deals, okay? Over 1.5 years. Again, we made over $6 million in revenue, okay? Profit is another thing for itself. Obviously, with wholesaling, you have very little profit margin. So I would say it was between 10 to 20%, and we are 3, so we gotta split it up and everything and all that good stuff, pay taxes and everything. But we had quite some success, guys, okay? And only because of conviction, okay? So our dedication and self-belief paid off, which eventually led to success. So let's talk about the power of delusional confidence. You should have delusional self-confidence because that could be the game changer, okay? No matter what happens, if you trust yourself and you refuse to give up, you can make it work, okay? You should never give up, okay? Follow your plan. Obviously, sometimes you gotta steer in another direction, okay? If you see that your plan is not working, you've pursued it for quite some while, then sometimes you gotta tweak it a little bit, but never give up, guys, okay? Again, let's talk about LeBron versus Aaron Gordon, okay? LeBron and Aaron Gordon may have similar physical attributes, but LeBron's belief in himself sets him apart as one of the greatest players. Reality follows belief, and your self-perception shapes your achievements. And when it comes to personal growth, everyone, even successful people, started as dumb and inexperienced, okay? When you see successful people, don't think that they were like this always. It's not true, okay? Some people have advantages. They maybe grow up in business families, okay, where the parents are entrepreneurs. And then obviously they have years of advantage, okay? It's just what it is, but it doesn't mean that you are not able to do it, okay? They all started as dumb and inexperienced. And with enough conviction and repetition, anyone can evolve into the successful person they want to become, okay? So guys, there are 2 ways to avoid failure. There are only 2 surefire ways to never fail. First one is you never start. Okay. But the second one is you never quit. Okay. So if you never quit, success is inevitable. If you just keep going, fueled by self-belief, believe me, guys, success is inevitable. Okay. So let's talk about the process of building conviction. One tip that I want to give you is that you should just dive in before you're ready. Okay. Because action builds conviction and confidence. Okay. If, I don't know, you fat, you are out of shape, okay, and you think that you could never get in shape, and thus you don't go to the gym, then obviously you will never get in shape. But if you are fat and out of shape and you have the conviction that you will be in tip-top shape and you go to the gym every day, then you will see the result. Okay. Life is like a video game. The more challenges you face and overcome, the more confident and successful you will become. So what you should do is embrace discomfort. Feeling like you're in over your head is a sign that you are pushing your limits. Okay, you always want to push your limits. And only then, when you are feeling that discomfort, you know that you will grow. Okay? So if you don't often feel like you're in over your head, you're probably not trying hard enough. Okay, keep that in mind when things become uncomfortable. You know, in that situation, or you should think that you are doing the right thing because you are pushing yourself. Okay, you are growing. To wrap it up, guys, success comes from conviction, from self-belief, and from relentless action, even in the face of discomfort. Push through the tough times, trust yourself, and success will follow. Okay, if you like this type of content, give it a like, share this with someone that's close to you that you want to send this message to, and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.